This is Rooster Hill Pottery. I'm Jeff. This is my Potter's Journal for March 2023. Let's see what's going on in the studio today. Today I'm going to look into using cane handles in the pottery. Not just for teapot handles. My idea is to put them on clay baskets. And they are not just for Easter. Here's a winter floral on a commercial one. We're going to take this process through to pulling out of the kiln into April, all in today's video.
And I should get this video off before Easter, probably, before Passover. We're well into Ramadan for this year. I'm glad to figure out that these are not Easter baskets, that they can be floral. If I put holes in the bottom, they could be flower pots as well. And the next thing you know, the wealth of cane handles I inherited I'll have used up. And then find out how expensive they may be to buy in. Okay, this is a pound of clay, the amount that anybody should find comfortable to throw, and probably about the easiest form. Cylinder flared out at the top, maybe cylinder or bowl-like. And I'm throwing this on a bat because I'm going to decorate these with slip while they're on the wheel, and there's no way to lift them off. But this should be easy to lift off. And I'm glad I found that commercial one. I'm leaving this a little heavy up at the top because I am not even going to put lugs on there. The commercial one just poked holes in the side of the pot. So that is going to make these very easy to make. Not sure that this is the right size. People like to buy cheapy little things. It maybe should be a little bit smaller. I think I want to give that a good flare at the top. I'll be pushing two of the sides in, so in this video I will show you tomorrow yet. Okay, and I'm using a little brush that's too small for the job, but the big brush, as you can see how that's flopping down, since we're doing this at an angle, the big brush just drooped right down to the wheel. And this is a relatively unsophisticated pot. Maybe if I do more of these, I'll develop more of a style to it, and it's hard to get down here and to do this part. And that almost could be said to represent a basket weave a little bit. Okay. It is now March 30, the next day. We dried these relatively quickly overnight, and I'm pushing this along. Okay, so we just bring in the top, and I put these back on the wheel and gave them all a bit more of a flare after I had finished them. I think I could have given them even more of a flare. So when you bring this in, okay, it's a bit more dramatic, but okay, this is. We're still working out the prototypes. We're still working out the design, and I'm bringing that in some more. I am checking to see that these will stretch a bit, the cane handles, but also it's going to shrink a bit in the firing. And the small ones are real nice,
because the hole punch is just the right size. I made the lip a little extra heavy, and you know, all we're doing is simply punching a hole. These are quite easy to do. I was only going to do 5, but I decided I'd do some with clay handles as well, so I did a total of 11. And as a strap handle, it's a lot of handle to make for something that's a little novelty item, not a high art form. So we will try doing a braided handle. It might suggest the idea a little bit of it being, okay, woven in a basket, which, okay, it is a basket. And it also maybe allows it to have a little more width and give a little more strength to it, since it's also, yeah, rather, okay, precarious and prone to damage. Okay, and then I've taken to flattening them a bit. And I couldn't find my wooden roller. This one, I don't know who gave me this. The metal seems to stick to the clay. Okay, and hopefully we're cutting it to the length we need. Okay, and you know, the ones I threw on the wheel at the beginning here were 1 pound of clay, but I decided, oh, they might not meet the low price point that somebody that's taken by this little novelty item is wanting to spend. So these are 5/8, 3/4 of a pound. I decided not to put the cane handle on them, since the cane handle might cost more than a price point we're trying to meet. Okay, and just stick them on there. Great! Oh, how simple is that? I did 2 that were a little bit larger, again at 2 pounds. One with the height, and one low and with some width. And maybe I should have made some more of these. This is not a bad idea. I'm also, okay, pushing that in with my hand, and then shaping it a bit with the sponge. And in case you give it too sharp a move, okay, rounding it off on both sides. This is very moist clay yet, so you don't want it to dry out too much. And then see that we have a figure 8, or a kidney bean. And then these are so simple compared to those crazy braided handles. I'm just punching the hole for the wicker handle. Back in the 90s, I used to be able to French braid my hair. I haven't tried that for a long time. I didn't get very good. So we've tried it out here now on the handles. Okay, and that's it. And now, April 1st, I dry them out slowly, upside down, but with the handles, I had to put them on the side. And so the handles don't dry out too fast. The handles are wrapped in plastic. We've got the bisque done. We will let these cool just a bit and start on the glaze. And here's some early morning light in my studio that you don't often see. My most active time is in the evening, but we are going to get these out of the kiln and glazed and reloaded and fired. Okay, all in one day. And after putting the camera down, I saw I missed that spot. I re-dipped it. On the wheel, I banded and did those wavy lines, but later I came back, and if you see the little bump, I did some slip trailing, some little dots here and there, so it'll be interesting to see how the thicker and thinner parts of the white slip turn out in the firing. The April 5th kiln opening. We're doing this, Jen, as the Potter style. It's all on the table. I know you want to see the cane-handled baskets, but here's more of the dinnerware set. The tumblers were the only thing I glazed on a different day, and they are coming out a different color than the rest, but everything else is matched up. And these are little hors d'oeuvre plates, toothpicks in the center, or a dipping sauce of some kind. These are small. And I'm using the honey sticks here. I switched out some sugar jars and made some extra lids so I could get these to market fast since I have so many of the honey sticks. And my Pittsburgh mugs, well, the glaze ran over the Pittsburgh, so I guess as long as it covers it completely, I'm safe. But I do at least have some more of the Pittsburgh shots. They've been looking for those already at the farmer's market. But it's the cane handles and the baskets we want to see from this kiln opening. Oh, first quick, my famous Rooster Hill pottery roosters. You know, I'm really pleased. This must be the best batch I've done yet. But roosters, how about some Easter chicks? That's what we should have did. And I'm not so sure that they're chicks, or maybe they came more out like birds for me. That might be better for marketing them in the long run. Where do we start? 3 small ones, 6 mediums, and 2 larges. Here's a redware one from the 80s. Looks like my design hasn't changed that much, but I really like the cane handles. I can safely take them to a show. And another format, this one being low and wide. And here I put, because I thought we would see it and be looking mostly in, I put the design on the inside. And okay, the mediums here, I banded with a brush some black slip and then combed through it, and then the little dots, practicing using my trailer, are put on with the slip trailer. And the handles are not as easy to put on there as I thought they'd be. And okay, here it is, my favorite glaze. And that adds a little more, having both the brush banded slip, and then where you comb it, it gets thicker at the edge, and then it's a little thicker and even whiter where you put the little trail dot on. But the handle's not as easy to put on as I thought. They probably should have been soaked. I was in such a hurry, but I didn't split or crack or break anything. So a few of those. And I did do some with the, coiled handle. And here it's a coil and braid. I think that's an upgrade compared to my ones way back in the 80s. But always, yeah, this is my favorite glaze. But no, I like this too. This is okay. And the little guys, they're so cute. Okay, no slip brushed on. I just, the lines and wavies and sliced through. And then again, I trailed the little dots. So I wanted to see how this would work before I did the salt pigs. That's still coming up. So that is 5 cane handles down out of 60, where that brings me to 55. Oh, here's back to the 80s again. Here's a salt glazed basket back when I was working with a very different style. You've seen me make the rhododendron bowls this way. And when I was at school, having a salt kiln was great. The handle on this one is not much to talk about. I think on these little mugs that actually I've done in this life as a potter, yeah, would like that handle on there a little more than the one. Okay, so that's it for now. Next project will be holiday baking. Instead of the nut roll this year, the potitza, I will do the apricot roll. So stop back and see what's going on in the studio next week.